Here comes River in the offensive set again. This is Hallquist working with it right side. Given some room to roam and then challenged. Had it taken away and back the other way we go.
Good teamwork
That was
by
Berger.
the Wildcats.
Check that. That was Boyd. Now they're working the left side. This is Nilsson into the teeth of the Chieftains' defense, and it's swept out, but the first sign of life in a while on a nice offensive surge on the left wing by Mount Spokane.
You credited Madison Boyd, of course, the goal scorer last night, and her initiative, her aggressiveness also contributed to the second goal. Here she is tracking all the way back out to help out Frank on the defense, and she picks up the ball that was defended well by her teammate and gets the attack launched for the Wildcats.
Boyd out there in the orange shoes out in the middle of the box on that throw-in. She's still deep in there. Here's a shot on goal. Too tall. Off the goal post, so no field goal.
What more could you want from a soccer player? A nose for the ball and a nose for the goal. She's going to be around the action when she comes off the bench every time.
2 goals in the last 2 games. They're going to need her efforts in that front line, along with Riley Richardson and Katie Nilsson and Alyssa Lloyd in that midfield attacking. But right now we haven't heard too much from Alyssa Lloyd, as it's been the Chieftains of Columbia River who, you know what, if they hold on to this one, talk about a storybook playoff. You knock off the defending champion Seattle Prep in the opening round 2-1. You knock off the #1 team in the state that's undefeated in Meadowdale in the quarterfinals. You avenge a loss to the team that took you out last year in the opening round in dramatic fashion in a shootout. And then you come to the championship game. Oh, you got to face another undefeated team that runs an aggressive attacking style. If they can complete that gauntlet, no question, state champs.
And no question, they've earned it. But there is a long way to go, so I'm sure both coaches would tell you, don't be counting and notching them up. I know you're not, Alex, but just helping the folks at home see. That will be a tremendous story. And what a way to come back after all those frustrating years of working towards this platform where they're playing tonight.
Out of the Greater St. Helens League, they've made this tremendous run from Southwest Washington to be here in the state championship game. They've got the 1-0 advantage with under 7 to go in the first half.
Lloyd doing the dirty work, winning the ball back for the Wildcats in the middle of the field.
On the right wing, the attacking midfielders now working ahead. Nilsson challenged and was able to win that battle on the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for the Wildcats.
The sophomore midfielder, number 5 jersey in white for the Wildcats, Annie Schellerud, showing up well coming off the bench. She did a great job coming off the bench last night as well and moving around the field in the right position, stirring things up and playing a role in the attack as well.
Now Spokane looking to equalize, and that one was forcefully booted out of bounds by the sweepers.
Since the Wildcats are picking up some momentum here, the Chieftains, don't mistake being overly anxious for taking the aggressive momentum of the Chieftains. They have to be sure they're not doing things too quickly. Be patient and wait for the thing. Don't wait, but do the right thing at the right time. Timing is so essential in soccer, whether it's trapping a ball, getting an assist, clearing it, communication in your defensive back line, and all of a sudden Columbia River just a little bit out of sorts.
Madison Boyd earning that corner kick with the aggressive play on that far end line, and look for her far post. Nilsson on the near post. Kick is in. Shot on goal, it's in, score! Mount Spokane, guess who? Alyssa Lloyd. '11th goal on the season for the senior headed to the University of Idaho next year. And more importantly, she's concerned with the present. It knots this one up at 1 apiece with 5:27 to go in the first half.
What a tremendous corner kick. You talked about Boyd being one of the targets at the far, and I think they're actually trying to get there. But there's so many other weapons for the Wildcats. Right next to the goal scorer Lloyd was Danica Martin, who we know is lethal as well. But what a great performance by Lloyd, taking that opportunity, seizing it, and bearing it the back of the net.
Easton Kawawaki checking in prior to the kickoff for the Chieftains as they look to get back on the offensive mode of things here, as they find themselves now knotted up at 1 goal apiece. Tremendous play so far in this half, and you wouldn't expect much else as these two teams do battle. That just the 6th goal scored against the Chieftains this season.
Well, so many great storylines, and we talked about the one that might have been forming for the Chieftains. They're going to put that one on hold for now as the Wildcats claw back into this and drawing 1-1. It's, again, anybody's game with a long way to go, 45 minutes, and who knows, maybe more, depending on where we stand at the end of 80.
Charlene Berger checking in. Here's the throw-in coming from Katie Crabb. Headed around by Mount Spokane, and I'm trying to figure out the last time that Columbia River may have allowed multiple goals in a game, and I don't think it's happened often. Ooh. Shot on goal there, nicely defended by Mount Spokane. Karam, shot, goal! McReynolds outstretched, could not get it, and the Chieftains answer right back. Less than 2 minutes separate these goals. What a play by Columbia River. Not sure if it was Kawawaki or Emily Heaton. It was Heaton in the mix, a sophomore midfielder, unknotting the tie. She had one shot on goal yesterday, and the sophomore gets one in the net past the outstretched keeper, Shannon McReynolds, who could not contain it.
35th minute, Lloyd gets the equalizer. 1 minute and change later, Heaton with a heater into the back of the net. It was deflected, defenders trying to get to it. Nothing McReynolds could do. That is a classic goal that you dream of no matter what position you're assigned to play on the field. A great go-ahead goal by the Chieftains midfielder.
Wow. Could we have a high-scoring affair in this one? And right now, Mount Spokane tasked with something that no one's really been able to do this year, and that's score multiple goals on this talented Columbia River squad. Right now, it's the Chieftains back in the offensive end, and Mount Spokane trying to clear it out. Little foul whistled here, is taking a tumble as Emily Klyer. And the free kick coming up. Charlene Berger looks like she will take it. And Columbia River now playing with some incentive here. Under 3 minutes to go first half. Another goal, and my goodness, what a lead it would be.
Berger looking back, not to the bench, but to the fans who have gotten really involved in this exciting game.
McReynolds back there in goal, awaiting the free kick coming up from Berger. A little mini wall set up. Boyd right in the middle of that wall. They shoot this one towards the center. Into the box it goes. Looking to clean things up. Still loose out there. And finally, the Wildcats clear it back to midfield, but it's the purple jerseys able to pick it up. That's Lindsay Hurley.
You see the action in there. There's 6 purple bodies, a bunch of white bodies, and the free kick now to the Chieftains. They call it a mixer for a reason. There's a lots of pushing and shoving and pulling going on there, and most of the time the referees aren't going to call anything unless it's really obvious and really takes away from the play.
Berger again lining up the free kick here after that foul.
And again, 6 lined up on the 18.
Keep your eye on Kawawaki, as well as number 17, Maddie Reynolds. This one dropped into the box, defended initially, high into the air. That's Reynolds trying to get a boot on it. And looks like she would have been offsides anyway.
And they called her offside. She made the right play, but again, somebody else, Emily Klyer, coming off the bench, getting that ball right in the position. Just a yard or so offside, it would appear.
Columbia River trying to pile on to this 2-1 advantage with under 90 seconds to play in our first 40.
I'll have to check those halftime stats. Word is they're not giving an assist on that great corner kick. Might have been slightly deflected, dropping into Lloyd, who still enough energy on that ball for her to direct it so firmly into the goal.
Mount Spokane trying to see if they can get an equalizer here before the intermission.
And I would say for Emily Heaton, her laser would be unassisted as well. She basically gobbled up an ill-fated attempt to clear and just buried it in the corner.
Kawawaki moving it in front. Maddie Reynolds trying to track it down for the Chieftain. Mount Spokane getting it back with 45 seconds to go first half. This one whistled, a foul against River.
So a little bit of turnabout is fair play, or not fair play in this case.
Well, only 33 seconds left for Mount Spokane to try and mount an offensive attack. That's Boyd with the header there. Picked up by Berger in the middle of things. Mount Spokane in those white jerseys. 22 seconds remaining. River trying to counter. Scrum for it in midfield. This one, Schellerud chipping it up front. Out of play with 10 seconds to go. Not sure if we'll be able to get the throw in time.
It's been a heck of a half, Alex. The second half should be exciting.
Wow, if it's anything half as good as what we've seen thus far, that is it for the first 40 minutes. Columbia River getting on the board first. Mount Spokane equalizing, but then the Chieftains coming right back to take the lead. What a first half we've had. That is our score, 2-1 here at the half. We'll be back for second half action. This is the WIAA Network.